The Dallas Cowboys.
Ashton Jeanty breaking free. First down run. Boy, that's got to feel good for the young rookie running back. Jeanty trying to find that seam. Final 3 and change of the quarter. This is Jeanty. And right there you see the powerful physical downhill style as he runs right into the chest of Tremaine Edmonds for 7. Let's get it in. So the Raiders get the penalty, then a 7-yard run. They go back to the rookie. Jeanty, first down. Had that just historic collegiate career at Boise State. Last year authored one of the all-time seasons in the history of college football. And he's got a first down run.
Yeah, and really like how he's decisive with this. And really, quite honestly, we had the Raiders in week 1. This is our second time doing the Raiders. I've seen a lot of Raiders tape. This is the most room and the most yards before contact that we've seen so far out of this Raiders offensive line. So much better improvement out of Jeanty and the guys up front.
2,600 rushing yards last year, second most in a season ever, behind someone named Barry Sanders.
This opportunity.
Now Dennis Allen likes Edmonds in that spot. This is Jeanty out of the backfield. Jeanty sprung free for the Vegas touchdown. It was Sewell who had a chance, but just too much dynamite and that low center of gravity for the rookie Jeanty.
Yes, Sewell is responsible for Jeanty in man-to-man coverage, and he just loses leverage, and it only takes a step. Jeanty, we know what kind of speed he has. Sewell can't get there. Helmet goes behind the body, and Jeanty is able to get in for a touchdown. Excellent response from this offense, so that really started in a sloppy way to start the game. They bounced back.
Handoff here to Jeanty. Jeanty springs free. Turns on the Jets, one guy to beat. Bayard can't bring him down. And the rookie on a dead sprint. 64 yards. Touchdown. How do you atone for a lost fumble? You do that right there.
Sparrow, look at the effort by Parham, the left guard, and how he's able to get position on Edmonds. Edmonds cannot go under this block. He's got to stay outside. Excellent blocking by the wide receivers, and everybody's been waiting for this. Ashton Jeanty in the open field finally gets the big play that he's been looking for.
We saw a whole lot of that at Boise State, as he has his second rushing touchdown of his young career, and the Raiders with a quick response. Jeanty, the number 6 overall pick in the draft, has his first signature moment in the NFL. So I think that will limit what the Raiders do here, but boy, Jeanty was 8 attempts, 27 yards before he blew this thing open, eventually for 64.
Yeah, and this has to feel good, because you could, a lot of critics out there, a lot of people talking about Jeanty and not being able to produce. Only 3.1 yards averaging coming into this game, but that one has to feel great.
And what has been one of the worst statistical games of his career, 3 interceptions. They give it to Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty over the 100-yard mark, first of his career. Raiders hope the first of many. Leapfrogs a defender. Track here in what has been a really ragged game so far.
But not the run game. This is the best they've looked. We finally see Jeanty get some room, and for the most part, except that one play early in the game, they haven't allowed any penetration up front from the Chicago Bears, and given Jeanty a shot at making something happen.
And Arch, you can stay committed to this ground game. Again, 2-point game. As that door is still wide open. Stevenson, good sign for Chicago. Looks like he's okay after he landed awkwardly on that last pick, on that last Chicago takeaway. But Jeanty now starting to get a nice lather going. A first down run for the Raiders. Times have changed. Jeanty. So much about being a good running back, Arch. How do you read the defense? How do you see those holes, and how quickly can you make that first impactful, put your foot in the ground and maneuver Slow start, but he's now starting to pick up some steam for the Raiders.
Well, Spiro, I think without a question, when you come from Boise State, there is an acclimation period to learn the NFL game. And as I see it, this is the first game where he's got a consistent picture from his offensive line. And I just don't think in the first 3 games he was feeling it or seeing it, because every play it was a different picture and somebody different getting penetration.
This is your first-year player, and so much in terms of expectations on Jeanty as we check in with Petey.
Spiro, Ashton Jeanty specifically went in to meet with Pete Carroll separately this week. He said, "You need to tell me what more I can do to be better." And you know what else he did this week, Spiro? He brought in his dry needler from home just to make sure his body was right.
Here's Dirk and the Raiders as they try to answer. Jeanty patiently looking for a seam. 2nd and goal. Gino underneath over the middle. Jeanty! He's got his 2nd touchdown catch. Ashton Jeanty has been unleashed in this Raiders offense.
He's got one man to beat. Tremaine Edmonds coming off a monster 15 tackle, 2 interception game last week. Puts it on him. Slick little move, and he's able to get his 2nd receiving touchdown of the game.
He's got a rushing touchdown, 3 total in this game as the Raiders go. Boy, Ashton Jeanty got off to a slow start if you just hopped on with us in this game, but he has come out and he has been all over the field for the Raiders. 3 touchdowns, 2 of which have come in the pass game. 64-yard rushing touchdown, longest of his young career. He's in some pretty good company now. Bo Jackson, as he is putting together certainly the best game of his young career. 4th game.
You've got to make sure that you don't allow Jeanty, the run game, to get anything going and put pressure on Smith, the offensive line, in the passing game.
Gino able to get him a couple of yards of breathing room on the keeper, and this time Jeanty stood up. Just barely. Pitch play, Jeanty. Hard, stiff arm, Jeanty. We're starting to get that confidence level rising in what has been a 3-touchdown day. Picks up 8 as he finds the boundary.
Spiro, a week ago, this offensive line was physically dominated, taken behind the woodshed by the Washington Commander front. They just got pushed back, beat up, bloodied. They were challenged this week by the staff, the team, the media, everybody all over this offensive line, but they're really playing well and giving Jeanty a lot of room to run and operate. And that's why they're almost at 200 yards rushing in this game. And Dylan Parham really leading the way to get those big plays.
Pitch play to Jeanty, making a miss. Jeanty weaves his way downhill, down to the 7. That bruising, hard, physical run style of Ashton Jeanty.
Well, one more time, they're going to condense everybody inside right here. They're going to go hash to sideline, toss it. Myers leading the way, Colton Miller. And then you better get some good contact on Jeanty. And you have to get body contact, not a glancing blow, not an arm tackle, but full body contact if you want to get him on the ground.
This kid's demeanor almost as impressive as his running talent. Making the transition, young running back, collegiate level to the pros. Said every week you're seeing the improvement, the way he's reading things, the offensive line in front of him certainly has taken that next step.
In total.
On 2nd and goal, this is Jeanty, unable to slip the initial tackle. Good push.
Now they're in a spot where they have to try to force him out of field goal position.
See the target line, Jeanty, field goal from here. Smith the handoff to Jeanty, and he has stood up. They're now joined on that list by the Chicago Bears. 25-24, our final score here at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas.